Gleyber Torres just called out his entire front office, and people are not happy at all. We're going to break down exactly what he said and what it means, and maybe if this means that a Gleyber Torres trade is likely imminent. It's looking very likely at this point. So we're going to get into all of this and more on this episode of Yankees Digest. Welcome in. I'm your host, Gabby Gordon. But real quick, if you are among the 93% not currently subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button right now. You know what to do. We are on the road to 1,000 subs, and with your help, we can get there. So please, please, please hit that subscribe button right now so that you never miss a beat. But that's right, guys. Gleyber Torres basically called out his entire front office today and after this game. And this is just incredible to me because when you got a guy like Gleyber Torres, I don't think he has much room to talk. But when asked about the possibility for him playing another position, specifically asked about third base, now that Jazz Chisholm Jr. has come to the Yankees, this is what he had to say. He said, quote, "I'm a second baseman and I play second." Now, my initial thoughts, does the guy have any room to talk like this? Any room whatsoever. When you are a guy like Gleyber who is putting up stats that look a little bit like this, to me, I'm saying this is ridiculous and this guy has no room to talk. But even more so, not even the offensive stats that you're looking at right now on your screen. Let's talk more about the defensive stats that you are looking at right now on your screen. This play in tonight's game, again, I'm filming this at tonight. You'll probably see it tomorrow morning. This game against the Red Sox, the Yankees were up 8-2, and they won the game 8-2. With this play that Gleyber did not make, pretty routine ground ball if you ask me, he now stands alone with the most errors committed at second base since the beginning of the 2018 season, and that was his rookie year. Torres has made 57 errors in that span of time. Rougned Odor is the second with 56, also a former New York Yankee, and Odor has 56, and bet you Odor is not talking like Gleyber is talking. This report is just utterly insane, just blows my mind to levels that I haven't seen with the Yankees in a long time. A lot of things with the New York Yankees blow my mind, but never usually a player calling out his front office without really calling out his front office. Again, here's the quote down below, tweeted by Brian Hoke just a few minutes ago. He said, quote, "I'm a second baseman. I play second." Now, there was more to this conversation. Gleyber actually said that he did have a conversation with manager Aaron Boone about third base, and, quote, "Everything is on the table." Then he was asked how he felt about playing third base in the minors. When he was in the minor leagues, he had time at third base, and he said he doesn't like it. Now, if you're me, I'm thinking here, this guy, number one, has no room to talk. And number two, you're on a team with a captain in Aaron Judge that is the complete opposite type of guy and never does anything that Gleyber just did tonight. Now, could Gleyber's comments be completely harmless? Yes, and I'm not crucifying the guy and saying, oh my gosh, he's a terrible, terrible teammate. Look, some guys are not comfortable with certain positions, and if Gleyber thinks that he is a better second baseman than he would ever be as a third baseman, obviously he's going to defend that. But again, when you are making 57 errors since 2018 and the amount of errors he has in just this season alone, and let me remind you, these are not plays that could be scored a hit or an error. These are plays that are routine. If I can flash you back, if you are not already traumatized by it, that play, that little pop-up right, really shallow right field where Gleyber really just nonchalantly ran to the ball and actually dropped it. You remember that? That's a routine play for a major league player. This play that you see on the screen right now, this was a routine ground ball to second base that Gleyber was not able to come up with. And so when he is making comments like, I am a second baseman and I play second base, and he's making comments like this outwardly, it's either a shot to the management or he genuinely is not comfortable playing any other position, in which case, at that point anyway, what good does he offer to this team? Because he's not doing it with the offensive stats. He's got 10 home runs this season, and in 364 ABs, he's got 86 hits. I mean, yes, granted, he has been heating up a little bit, and he's been doing better as of the month of July than he was within these past few months, and you can't dispute that. He has picked things up offensively as much as possible, as much as we could hope thus far. What is he even capable of anymore? I don't really know. But if you're talking about the defensive stats, I don't care if this guy is not comfortable at third base. When you're having a defensive season the way you are having it at second base, you don't make comments saying, I'm a second baseman, because you're not a very good second baseman, Gleyber, and this is no disrespect to him as a person. If we're just looking at the business side of baseball, the New York Yankees are looking to put together a World Series caliber team. And right now with what they have, they don't have that piece. They don't have those puzzle pieces put together to win the 28th World Series in their franchise's history. Chisholm coming in. We saw tonight he's got the speed. That's something the Yankees don't really have, is that true athletic type of speed on the bases, and it worked out tonight against the Red Sox. And our heart stopped for a minute when he was rounding second base and got hurt, but then he delays steals right there, third base, bam, and then he scores, right? So things like that can make a difference, and already I think we are seeing that the athleticism of Chisholm is going to benefit this roster. However, if that means Chisholm's coming in and playing second, sorry, Gleyber, you're either going to have to figure out how to play third base, or you're going to get traded, or you're not going to be on this team no longer. I don't really know what the future looks like for him, but whether he's trying to save his own career here or just really truly isn't comfortable playing third base and is just simply making the point and it kind of just came out wrong, these comments are not something that I can see as the Yankees being okay with. Like, at this point, you do what you do to help the team. If Aaron Judge was told that he had to play third base the rest of the season, I think there'd be a lot of skepticism. I think there'd be some confusion, maybe a little bit of anxiety about it. But I think he'd get into the infield and do it. He's the captain, and he leads his team, and he does what he has to do. And Gleyber just doesn't seem like that type of guy that is willing to do what needs to be done for the team. And in my opinion, if you have a guy that's not willing to do what needs to be done for the team, he doesn't belong on the team anymore. Like, at this point, trade Gleyber. Trade him. Get rid of him for a third baseman, right? If he doesn't want to suck it up and learn how to play the position to make his team better, he doesn't deserve to be on that team because clearly he doesn't care about the people around him enough. And I don't want this to seem like a huge I hate Gleyber chant, because I really don't, but I just don't like how he is constructing himself this season in many aspects. And it hasn't just been this. It's been the laziness on the base paths where he's not running the ball out, which gets him benched for 2 games. It's been the laziness in the field, not making routine plays when he's getting paid to make plays that he should be making and that most second basemen make. And then to make a comment saying, I am solely a second baseman, well, you're not a very good one then. And that's really just the harsh truth. And it is hard to knock a guy like Gleyber, because honestly, he's a good guy, and I haven't met him personally, but from what I can see, he means well, but he's just not really going about this whole business aspect of baseball very well, and he doesn't have the numbers to defend his statements. So, it's very interesting that he has called out this front office without directly doing so, and it's interesting to see if this is going to influence maybe a trade quite soon. Now, look, the deadline is only 2 days away, and it is at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, so, the time I'm filming this Sunday night, so there's only a couple days left here to make things happen. We're counting down. We're in the hours at this point until something needs to happen for this team. So, very interesting. Will they trade Gleyber? Let me know. Are we going to get a third baseman? Also interesting. Please let me know. There's also talks about Tanner Scott and Pete Fairbanks, and I thought that, maybe Isaac Paredes was going to be ours, but obviously the Chicago Cubs got there before we did, and that's a different story in itself. But Gleyber Torres calling out his front office. Let me know your thoughts, because I think it is utterly insane. And I just had to come on here and basically just give you an earful about how I feel, and I'm sure you feel the same. So that's going to wrap up this episode of Yankees Digest. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button once again so that you never miss a video, because things are getting insane, things are heating up, and a Gleyber Torres trade could very well be imminent and coming very soon. So with all that, this has been Yankees Digest. I've been your host, Gabby Gordon, and I will catch you in the next one.